Now, we know Hunkydory for having some beautiful foiling on all of their artwork, as well as that heavyweight, adorable, scoreable paper. But this time, they've added something new.
It's called Shimmering Pearl, and it's a finish that's all over the papers.
And it's gorgeous.
Paper. It's absolutely beautiful. Plus, today we're going to show you some great shaped cards as well.
Right, so come play with us. So we have two kits today.
Right.
They're both the Shimmering Pearl. One is the regular topper set.
Right.
The other one is what they call a set piece. And as far as I can figure, the British use set piece as specialty cards.
Okay.
So you want to kind of translate that.
Right. It's a set piece kit with special cards.
Right.
And then the luxury big, large card topper set.
Right. Okay. So we're going to start with the topper set, just to, you know, kind of keep them separated a little bit.
And they are going to get that inspiration sheet online. Yes. The instructions go with the set piece set.
Right.
But you will be able to get this as a download.
Right. And this will just give you some other ideas. There are no instructions with this. And then, of course, you've got the Webisode, which is going to give you ideas and so forth. Now, we're going to look at the die cut pieces, but I want to get into the foiling and into the pearl. So the pearl is not holographic. It is not what the foil is, but it is a beautiful shimmer, and it just takes color so beautifully.
It does. It's a shimmery finish that's all over the entire paper. So you can see that over the cardstock, over the adorable scoreable. And so isn't that just... I don't know if really the camera does it justice here. You can't really see what we can see, but it does really pick up those colors and make them shimmer a little bit more.
They do. And I was talking to Adam, is my contact at Hunkydory, and he said that the pearl paper is more expensive for them to buy. So they really try to do it with a large press run. And so we're always fortunate that we get to see the artwork first and get to choose and say, yes, we want it.
And so they don't do this very often,
no,
so limited supply.
Yes, which is true, because normally they do one press run, we make our order, and then that's it. Of course, it takes a little over 30 days to get the order here.
I know we're talking about that finish and how great that is, but look at the artwork on this. This is absolutely beautiful. The colors, I love the unique looks. These stacked tea cups are just beautiful. The birds. Right. It's just a nice mix.
Now, this is just one sheet. There are 116 die cuts in this collection.
Just beautiful.
So
I love the different shapes. There are always, with Hunkydory, lots of different sentiments, so you can use them for lots of different occasions.
And these pop out so easily that just even holding them, that's going to have a tendency.
And especially with some of these larger ones, there are always, you know, there's a center, and then there's a couple of framing pieces usually, and great to use those framing pieces for scrapbooks to frame a photo.
Absolutely, and so you can see these are going to pop out.
Lots of extra artwork, die cuts.
More foiling.
This is really interesting. You know, I haven't seen a card on their inspiration that shows what these are for, but I kind of think it could be used as a banner. One way
they are scored.
Okay, they're scored, so you can fold them over. Maybe you could put them together and make a nice flower out of them.
Right, pretty art. Just beautiful art. So we've got more. We just want to make sure that you get to see all of them.
I love the scalloped edges. There's a little picnic basket. There's lots of different elements and images here. Tags, and always labeled. They come out easy. They come out very simple.
Very easily. And you can see some fashion as well as the teacups just for you.
And everything is shimmering, though you can't see it quite as well as we can. It's just over the entire paper, so it's not just the gold. It's also that shimmering cardstock.
And you can see that you are going to get many of them with the sentiments on it. And then we are going to have 8 sheets of the foiled pearl. And so we're going to walk you through those. This is an all over. So you get the foiling, but you also get the pearl all over on all of them. Just beautiful.
It's almost a watercolor look in the background of some of these. Just gorgeous.
And we've got a border at the top.
I love some of the foiling will just be like on a border piece. That's just beautiful.
Isn't that pretty?
And an ombre look or rainbow look. And then some of the foil will be all over the entire piece.
I think you were right about those banners, because I see that pennant up there. And isn't that just gorgeous? And there's even a different feel to it. It's quite special.
So if you can imagine that.
So I'm not even sure if it's once a year that they do the pearl, but we're really happy to have that.
Right, and vivid colors with it. Just the combination of colors, just beautiful.
And if you're like us, you know lots of ways to use that foiling.
Right. And now, this is a A4 size, the Adorable Scoreable. So that's 8 1/4 by I think 11 5/8. Does that sound right?
Or 11, yeah. And this is non-foiled, so there are going to be 8 of these sheets.
But they're still pearlized.
They're still pearlized,
and this is the 350 weight GSM. That's what the Adorable Scoreable is on. So pretty heavyweight Adorable Scoreable.
Yeah, very heavyweight.
And when they say Adorable Scoreable, that's so that when you score it and fold it, it doesn't crack or tear.
There you go. Okay, so now we're going to get into some projects using these. And I think now some people feel that having just the toppers doesn't allow them to be as creative as they would like.
Really?
Well, I think our feeling around here is that it lets you kind of jumpstart your creativity. In fact, this is an excellent example. This is the paper that had the artwork on it. So we've cut that down to go on our 5 by 6.5 inch card, but we placed it strategically so that that little bird is going to become with the flock of other birds. And then how cute, this says, a little birdie told me. So everything really coordinates, and we've added some jewel dazzles.
So the pink jewel dazzles are the ones that you're seeing here. I love how they're just placed right on those little scrolls. It's a beautiful accent.
The corners of that piece and even the corners of that topper. And then another strip down here, and that was one of the die cuts.
Right.
So doesn't take long to put together, and yet you're going to get a wonderful look.
That's just beautiful. That's a great card for anybody.
And look at this on the inside. And again, that piece of the printed paper.
Just one piece of the Adorable Scoreable, and I love this little message: sending birthday tweets your way.
Very nice.
They always have something kind of interesting to throw into their sentiments. It's
very
fun.
good. In fact, you're going to see, let me just bring them out. You're going to be seeing the pink jewel dazzles, the pink jewel border and the gold border all through this. So
and they match it great. I mean, there's lots of other jewel dazzles that would go great. The teal would go great with these, the purples, the silvers even. I think a mix of silver and gold is always nice.
Here's another. Now this is using one of the card toppers in a way that I think you've been talking about.
So you've got the frame there, and here's that centerpiece. The centerpiece is popped up with foam tape, and then the frame is sitting flat on the card.
So can you see the dimension right there?
Right, it just adds a little extra. I always like popping things up on foam tape because you get a little shadow. If you look at that little, if you come in close to that flower, you can see a little shadow around it, because it's on foam tape.
This is an extra
and it just makes it easier to see.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have that dimension, and it makes sort of a natural matte with that shadow on there. I love the bow off on the side like that. That's great. I do too,
and you can see the pink jewel dazzles along 3 areas.
I kind of like the way that the pink jewel dazzles stop right at the artwork here, here and here, so you're not covering up those flowers. Makes it look like they're sitting on top.
Just for you is what this is saying. As you can see, more jewel dazzles. And then isn't that gorgeous on the inside?
It is. I love that. That's the stacked teacup artwork. It's just beautiful.
And again, on your special day.
So that's just one piece of it. Now, I don't know how many cards you can make from this kit, but it would go a long way if you just use pieces of the cardstock for the front of your card.
Well, and actually, this is one piece of the Adorable Scoreable. This is 1, 2, 3 of the 116 die cuts. You do the math, see what you get.
Those are just tiny pieces. I mean, you cut this piece and this piece out of one, and you still have something left.
Right. So that's what's really nice. Now here is one using the those circular pieces.
Right, and then the card has been made into an easel card, which is a really simple thing to do. I'm just going to show that this card was cut down to 5 inches. So it was a 5-inch by 6.5 inch card. It's got the fold right there. Put the fold at the top. And then you take the front, score it halfway between the edge and the fold. And then this is going to mount and fold just like that, and glue your artwork, your cardstock to the front of that, and you have an easel card. Really simple.
As a matter of fact, there you go. You can see where that card front was glued just to the front edge, the leading edge, and this part was left undecorated because this is going to cover it when it's flat.
You never see it, right? And then when you pop it up, you can just foam tape another little die cut, and that will hold that in place to stand up.
And this is sending birthday wishes from me to you. And here is a tag with one of the die cuts popped up on foam
And there
tape.
are always lots of extra sentiments. I kind of like the fact that they have some that say with love. Now, you could take something like that and put it on the back of your card.
Oh, sure.
Made with love.
And then sign it. There you go. So this again has got 1, 2, 3 layers. If you wanted to separate them.
Die cuts. And if you, another idea is to foam tape, put that centerpiece in, remove this piece, and just let the cardstock shine through. And then keep this to frame a photo somewhere.
So lots of ways to use them. And we have, this is,
into the next set.
Okay,
so that's the card topper set.
So just a few ideas. So that was 3 from us, and you've got another 9 from the Hunkydory folks. So that,
look.
Banner. Look. Oh, there you go. You were right. Always listen to Gail. I have learned. Okay, now we're going to go into
the set piece. Now, so it's still shimmering pearl.
Yes.
These are individual shaped cards.
Individual. You want to show them?
The first one that we're going to look at is the Paramount Fold Back. This is an interactive card. There are going to be 6 of these. You can make 6 in this.
Usually it's 4,
artwork.
but this time it's 6.
But this one has 6, and they're scored and they're ready to fold. We'll show you that. And they are printed on both sides.
Ooh,
so isn't that beautiful?
Nice.
So, and you've got that in a peach with this beautiful
and so you've got something on the back where it says handmade by. Oh, lovely.
Lovingly handmade, and we'll see that when we look at them. So nice extra little touches. They're scored. They have a piece in the center that's going to pop out and make it very easy to make these what they're called Paramount cards, and we'll show you why in a little bit.
And Paramount, they're spelling it Pyramount, just in case anyone's interested.
So those are the Paramount cards, and here are the elements that you use to create that Paramount.
Again, all printed on pearl.
On pearl with the gold accents. So everything is pearlized. Everything has those gold accents, and it's some of the same artwork that we saw in the other Shimmering Pearl kit.
Okay, so that's for 6.
That's for 6. Now the next thing that you're seeing are the elements that construct a box. So you're going to get this one large Notelet box. This is the base, this is the top, there are some extra decorative elements, and you get a small piece of acetate that's going to go in the window of that box. And then you get Notelet cards.
And these are also printed on both sides. They also have a lovingly made just for you on each of them, and as you can see, printed on both sides.
They are scored in the center, ready to fold, and they're ready to decorate with the elements that you get within the kit.
Okay,
you get those. You get 4 little envelopes.
And you get envelopes
that
to match
those cards. So you're going to create a Notelet box with notelets. And then you have the elements. Oh, these are for the note. These are what decorate those Notelet boxes. No, I'm wrong. Some of it is. Well, let me think. These are the elements for the Notelet box. And these are the. No, I'm wrong. Just back up. You saw everything for the Notelet box. Remember? Notelet box.
Notelet box. I see that there.
Moving right along to the Matchbook pop-ups.
Thank you.
These are the elements that decorate the Matchbook pop-ups, and they create 4 small boxes.
Okay.
You're also going to get a piece of this satin ribbon that's going to be used with these, and for each of those boxes you're going to have one sheet that has all of the elements for creating the Matchbook pop-up box.
Okay.
So that's one with that little scooter on there. Here's a peach version with that great little bird cage on there. All of these pieces are going to be popped out. I'll show you how to do it, but you do get instructions within the kit that tell you step by step how to put these together. So all of those different colors and more of the elements that are for decorating those Matchbook pop-up boxes.
And then in this kit, you are also going to get the instructions printed out for you. So we'll show them here, or actually Gail will show them here, but there you go for the pop-up Matchbox, as well as for the Notelet box, as well as for the Paramount fold-back card. So
you get all that.
And then more envelopes.
Envelopes just for those particular cards.
Let's see what these look like. So this must be the Paramount fold-back card. And this is going to pop up like so.
So they consider that an interactive card. It is, because it swings open.
It's a little bit like our Inside Out cards,
isn't it? It
is.
kind of is. And so the Paramount portion are the die cuts that are going to stack paper towel style.
Pyramid.
Right, like a pyramid. So you just stack those up, place those on the center of your card. And something that I want to mention is that when you do that, I like to close the card and place it there.
The first layer.
Right, so that it's perfectly centered within the center.
Don't surprise yourself.
Right. when you get this card, it's like this. We showed you, this is the back, this is the front, and this is the inside. And it's scored, ready to fold this way. It's also scored at the top and the bottom here, ready to fold that back, and that's your card.
Okay.
You also, you can leave this in place and then decorate the inside, or you can pop that die cut out of the center, and then you've got that window.
And again, you would, even if you popped it out, you would center that to begin with, glue that down.
So that when you open it, it'll be right in the center there. Right, easy way to do it.
So you're going to be able to make 6 different ones of these. Just absolutely lovely.
Easy, ready to go, basically. Pearlized front and back, and you've got that nice little handmade.
Handmade just for you is what it's saying. Beautiful.
Lots of sentiments to choose from. To just foam tape a little sentiment on there.
Okay, now this is the Matchbox pop-up, and in Teresa's uniquely folded, I believe is where I saw this originally, and fun to have Hunkydory do their take on it. And so as we open this, we're going to see a few things just pop right up.
So just beautiful. Just
I'm going to pull this all the way out.
A whole
just so
collection of little pieces that are foam taped on there, and they just sit on those little pieces within that box. And all of the papers on this one, the cardstock is all double-sided as well, so you can see it all pretty well coming and going. I guess except for the die cuts. But the box itself. And then there are several elements.
So you've got clusters, you've got little envelopes, and this one's saying happy birthday to you. These are going to lay flat.
Oh no, first note, when you put it back in the box, don't do it this way because everything gets hung up. Make sure that you put it in this way, and then it goes in very simply.
And then you can just pull the ribbon.
And that's ready. And the ribbon comes with it. And it starts with this piece. This is the base. I went ahead and I put the ribbon through that hole. So if I turn it over, you can see I looped the ribbon. I put it through the little hole that is already there in this scored and piece that's ready to be folded. And then I just taped it with some transparent tape on the inside so it wouldn't go anywhere. Now this is ready to start folding, and so
it's already scored.
It's already scored, ready to fold. So the inside has got this printed piece. I want to mention that on the outside, that's where I put my ultra tape, and I put it all the way on the outer strips, those outer tabs here.
Looks like a 1/4 inch ultra tape.
Right, that's a 1/4 inch ultra tape. It's nice and sturdy. When you fold these together, you want to capture these little tabs to make sure that it's nice and sturdy. And the way that I found it was best to do that, first I already did this, I sort of bend them in to make sure everything is folded, make sure it's ready to go. And I did that on all 4 of those panels. And I'm going to remove the ultra tape here on one of these. And then what I do is this is going to be all the way folded flat when I press it in place. It's not going to tuck underneath anything. I'm going to push these sides in so that these tabs, I'm going to try to keep these out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. So these tabs are facing in. Then I'm going to fold the end piece over like that. Now if I hold it with my left hand, you can see that I'm pushing those end pieces in. I'm holding that flat, just like, you know, just folding a box in. And then I want to fold that under. Like
that's going to secure them down.
Right, I'm folding it under and just pressing it in place.
Excellent.
On top of those. Now you're just going to do that for both ends. So I'm not going to remove all the tape but to show you, but that's what you do, and that'll get folded in on that side as well. You're going to capture those little tabs, and then you do the same thing with these sides. You just fold them under. You're going to remove that backing, obviously. I think you're going to see that this sort of holds its place a little bit without the tape, but I prefer the tape to keep it nice and sturdy. So that's what the box will be.
And all of those folds really make this sturdy, don't they?
Right. So that tape is underneath there. When you remove it, it'll really keep it there. I'm being careful so it doesn't pop. And this was already in place, so that's ready to go. The next thing that you do is you pop out all of these little gussets that go in the box. Your choice, whether which direction you want those gussets to go, this way or this way, what you want to see. And so I have one of those. Choose where you want your ultra tape to be, whether you want it to go this way or that way.
So you left the striped side
out, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fold this down with that tape down there, and then I just set it in place. Now you've got 1, 2, 3, you've got 5 of those, so you're going to lay 5 of those across there, and then you can just start foam taping your little pieces on there the way it looks on the inside of that box.
Okay.
The only other thing you have to do is this little case. This is the super easy part. I've got on that long strip that's sort of angled at this end, I've got the ultra tape. I remove the ultra tape. It sticks to me as usual. You just fold it along those score lines, because this is just going to be basically a sheath that slips over the outside of that box.
And all of those were valley folds, by the way.
Right, and you just line up the edge of that, place it on there, and you've got it. It's best if you do it, line up the edges. I think I did pretty good there. And then that will just slide over the box. And I do put it this way because it's easier once all those pieces are in there.
There you go.
And that's a Matchbox.
Very, very cute. And once again, just to see that pop up. If you wanted these to pop up even more, you could rest them on a little piece of acetate.
I was thinking that myself. You wouldn't probably do the ones in the back because it would extend out too far, but you could certainly do that with a few of those in the center.
But it's just a charming, charming piece.
Very sweet.
You have enough to make 4 different ones.
Right.
So that's very nice. Okay, bring on the Notelet.
Okay.
We'll first look at the finished example, and here we go. This is a box, so it has a lid, and it has an acetate on the lid.
On that window.
And then as we open this, we're going to see the little notelets inside, and oh, pretty.
Isn't that beautiful?
Okay.
So that's the double-sided is great, and then you've got those die cuts that you can just foam tape on top of there.
This says with love, this one said thank you, this one's for you, and this one is
New Home, which I love. It's got like a nice little summery teepee there.
Very cute.
Very sweet.
Or it could be anything.
You could trade that out with any of the other die cuts and make any sort of card you like.
The
but
4
with
little
the envelope. So you've got the top, you've got the base.
Right. Oh, and here's the base. It's also very nice.
And
like
this is
that.
really simple to put together.
Okay.
This is one of the simpler things to show you. You've got, here's the acetate. Here is the base, here is the top. I'm going to start with that base. If you look at these tabs, everything is scored here, ready to fold, but if you look at those tabs, see where I put my ultra tape?
Next to the fold.
Right next to the fold, just one little strip, and it goes all the way around. There are 4 of those. I'm just going to go around and remove the ultra tape. So the covering on the ultra tape. So I went ahead and stuck it on there, I just remove that adhesive top from the Ultra Tape, and then I'll fold those in one at a time. So I fold in one side like this, I fold in that tab, and then I just line these up at the edges and press. And I'm just going to do that on all 4 corners.
Just that tough, huh?
Just that tough. So you do that with the base. You do pretty much the same thing with the top. It's the opposite direction, but it does the same thing. I didn't put the Ultra Tape on it because I didn't feel it was necessary. It's just like that.
Oh,
so
I
that's
didn't
the
notice
base.
that. Turn the base over.
Okay.
It's even got artwork
Yeah.
on the back of it.
On the back.
So nothing is exposed, so to say.
You know, it's kind of interesting. So we're saying that's the back, but that could be the inside if you wanted to.
Oh, absolutely.
Depending
Yes.
on which way you put it, because it's
Yes.
double-sided. So that could have been on the
That's
inside. This
right.
could have been the back.
Okay.
And then you do the same thing with the top. You're going to fold them over. You're going
Would you want to take the center out
I'm
first?
going to
Okay.
show that too. And so that's the same thing that you're going to do all the way around with the top.
I like that scalloped edge.
I do too. So there's a couple of different ways to do this. You can remove this, use it to decorate a card or anything else that you like. You can place this, right here on the back. Now you can zot that in place, and that's really all you need to do. But I noticed that in Lene's version, I think she took one of the other pieces that the die cut pops out of the center, and she placed that on the inside to cover
Nice.
the edges of the
Okay.
acetate. So 2 different ways to do that. And there you go.
And?
Very simple to make.
Okay, and then she
Okay.
did foam tape on some of the other pieces,
Right.
and then this goes, got a stray piece of something on there, and it just fits right
Great
on
little
top.
notelet box with 4. Now that's a great
Very
little
sweet,
gift,
yes.
or make it for yourself, or whatever you like.
Yeah, and you know, Christmas is coming, so you might want to think of something.
great
What a
little
sweet
gifts.
teacher's gift,
Sure.
or hairdresser, neighbor who watered your plants while you
Yeah.
were at the beach. Lots of things. So,
Same with the Matchbox pop-ups. A very sweet little surprise.
so the Shimmering Pearl set piece has these 3. Do you want to bring in the other card?
Right.
That
the
is
Pure
the,
Amount
right.
fold-back card, the Notelet box, and the Matchbook pop-ups.
Right, and then you were reaching for the other part of the regular Shimmering Pearl
Right,
of
so all
with the
those
topper set.
beautiful
So
looks.
with lots of different things. So we think that you take Hunkydory, add some dazzles, and you are good to go.
Have fun.